So here's a continuation of the project I kind of teased about in my last video, and that is the sliding door track that I'm working on. So I did get going on it, and it's working out pretty good so far. I'll bring you up to date. So here it is in place. So this is it right here. You can see I kind of notched around the frame, and then I notched up the frame right here. So the track actually, if you can see through my board there, actually recesses up in the ceiling, and it just misses the ceiling over here by a quarter of an inch maybe. Then it's in there parallel to the floor all the way across to this side. So at first I was just planning on putting in the channel, which is this piece right here. But then after I kind of got it up here and held, I thought if I put this piece in here, it gave me more to weld to. It bridged the gap from here to here. It was about a 3/4 of an inch gap there. And also, when I come back in and I hang my door track, which will be right down here, there will be a hole here you can see through and see the bolts that hold the door up. This way I've got a metal piece here, and I can make a header casing that comes across and just covers up that hole with the bolts, and I can put a couple of screws in it to neatly hold it on there to cover up the bolts. And then once I got that all in and up in place, I thought it'd be nice to put this little lip on here. This little lip follows the parallel of the ceiling, so this will pick up my ceiling plywood when I install it and keep the round on both sides. So I thought that would be a good idea too. So I put that on both sides, so I have something to land my ceiling onto. So my ceiling, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'll just give you a tip, or not a tip, but a heads up about what my thoughts are. Most people are putting the T&G on their ceiling, and I think that's fine. It looks great. It's not exactly the style I'm looking for. And I've got this radius here that comes down quite a ways on my bus, where some of the other people I've seen converting them, this radius seems to be a lot less. So I've actually saved the pieces of metal that I took off of here, and I've cleaned them up and put some primer on them, some special primer they gave me at the paint store. And I'm actually going to put some automotive paint on them. And after I get everything insulated and a layer of plywood, I'm going to put some thin 1/8" plywood on, then roll board for my insulation, ceramic insulation, then another layer of 1/8" plywood. And then I'm going to actually put those metal pieces painted nice and neat back on, only up to here. Then the center section, I'm going to put a piece of hickory 4x8 plywood down the center. And then in my little molding I make here, I'll have a little lip with some indirect lighting that shines down on the metal. So that's what I'm doing with my ceiling. And so this will help a lot, because I've got to run my fur strips this way every foot. I'll put one at the bottom, probably put one in the middle of the turn, one in the top of the turn, and then every foot run them this way. That way it can come over and land right on here. Then here I'll actually put some pieces in between to give me a nice flat surface for the plywood to land on, just like it'll be landing on these normal regular panels. So that's my plan. I got to get going to there. I'll keep working on this track. I got to get it welded in and some bracing in place, and then we'll check back in. All right, so here it is all done. Got it all welded in, ground the welds flat so that they can match the ceiling. You'll see here that here it's kind of up in, and then here right there it starts coming out of the ceiling. There's the piece that I welded in so I can attach a drop molding to cover the track with. There it is there, welded in the middle. All done. And then this track right here, my aluminum track, will actually bolt right up in there like that. So this part here we're not going to put in. I don't want to get blown in styrofoam insulation and a bunch of stuff on the finished part. of the track, so it'll go in when we do finish. But there's the rough in right there, done. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any suggestions, please pass them along. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll try and include any the things I learn along the way in this bus conversion project. Till next time, I'm going to get back at it.